Hey guys, Level Cap here. Today I've got an episode of Loadout, the series where you guys, the viewers, get to pick a gun and customization for me to use. The way you do this is you leave a comment down below letting me know what kind of weapon and accessories you would like me to run with, and I will pick one of the top rated comments for the next week's episode. Today's top comment comes from Jacob Brand Flakes and Ham, who says the Doom Marine loadout, basically the Marine from the Doom games. Primary is going to be the Model 1900 Factory, aka the Super Shotgun. Secondary will be the 1903 Hammerless, which is spammy like the pistol in Doom. Gadget 1 will be the AT Rocket Gun and no Gadget 2. Grenade will be Incendiary, kind of like the Siphon Grenade. Melee will be the Bartek Bludgeon. I do have it, although I didn't use it much. And then he did request that I play on Verdun Heights because it does resemble Hell a bit. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to queue up for any games on Verdun Heights, as finding specific games and maps on PC can be quite difficult these days. He then also has a quote from Doom: "So you walk eternally through the shadow realms, standing against evil where all others falter. May your thirst for retribution never quench. May the blood on your sword never dry, and may we never need you again." That is Korax entry 717. Keep up the great work, Level Cap. I'm really happy you revived the Loadout series. Well, thank you very much, sir. I'm happy to have revived the series as well. It's far more interesting now that we have so many more weapons to go through in Battlefield 1 and some other interesting ways to sort of modify kits and playstyles. Now, the 1900 is a fun gun. It's not my favorite shotgun out there, but it is capable of dishing out quite a bit of damage in a very short period of time. Now, the Loadout did also request that I use this shotgun mostly on the double shot mode. If you switch the fire modes on this, you can have it unload both barrels at the same time for maximum damage. My problem with that is that it's one, kind of a waste of ammo, and two, really relegates you to getting just about one kill with this shotgun, where the real power of it is getting 2 kills very quickly. I preferred using it in the single shot mode. I tried it in double barrel mode a little bit, but I just didn't get very much entertaining gameplay from it. Most of it was just me getting 1 kill and then having to switch to my sidearm to try and save myself against whatever guys remain there. It wasn't as interesting or cool to watch, in my opinion, as shooting each barrel individually. Now, regardless, the 1900 is a fan favorite shotgun. Just that double barrel breech loading action is very cool. Lots of people like it. This kind of weapon appears in many first-person shooter video games. Of course, made popular by the Doom franchise. I remember just absolutely loving the double barrel shotgun in the Doom games growing up, and even the later Doom games, the double barrel is pretty darn cool. Now, in Battlefield, this is an effective weapon. It has the exact same cone of fire and pellet count and pellet damage as the Model 10A Hunter. So each shot that you take out of this is not going to do more damage than the Model 10A Hunter, but you can put those shots closer together. So you can fire them back to back against enemies, or you can fire them both at the same time. That's the advantage. You get basically the most damage in the shortest period of time with the Model 1900, but you're limited to the 2 shots. So that's the caveat. That's what holds you back there. I personally prefer the Model 10A Hunter for really just getting work done, as you can shoot through an entire squad with that one. But this one is still really fun to run with as well. And I think it's easier to get the first few kills with it, and then getting kills beyond that is where the challenge comes. Now, like any shotgun loadout, your success is going to be highly dependent on the map you're playing. If you cannot close the distance and get close quarters with your enemies, then you may as well just be running without a weapon. They perform comically bad at further ranges, and you'll notice a lot of the kills that I do get at long range with this shotgun, you'll see that it's probably not for 100% damage. Many of them will already be damaged on the way in. So it looks like I'm blasting them down with just 1 shot of the shotgun, but they were already a little bit hurt. Getting that 100% damage clump on somebody at range is really hard to do. They actually have to be closer than you might think. As for the sidearm, the 1903 hammerless is actually a pretty good follow-up weapon for the shotgun. Often, if you don't get the kill in close quarters, your target's going to be really heavily damaged already, so the 1903 is a great finisher. It's also decent at just dealing with a single opponent in close quarters. You can spam it very quickly. It does decent damage. It's very easy to use, has good hipfire accuracy. Not a hard weapon to go with, and I think the Assault has a lot of great sidearm options. The 1903 hammerless is just one of the many. Now, the AT rocket gun is such a great addition to the Assault class. I'll run it on any map regardless of whether or not there's vehicles on the map or not. It's an awesome sniper rifle because it's a one-shot kill if you hit them pretty much anywhere on their body. So taking out turrets at distance, taking out any sniper or any player who's unsuspecting, it's a great weapon. It takes a little bit to set up, but I constantly find myself in situations where an AT rocket gun is the perfect solution to a long-range threat. Now, I haven't really tested it much in the Apocalypse DLC, but the Assault class gets that airburst AT rocket gun for dealing with aircraft. And I want to know if that thing can also one-shot infantry. Hopefully it can, because this is still really the only weapon that the Assault class has to deal with long-range threats, aside from like a really good long-range grenade, but some opponents are even further away than that. So that would be awesome if the airburst one still can one-shot an infantry, and we can still use that variant as the awesome Assault sniper rifle. Now here we are on Achi Baba. This map certainly wasn't bad for shotguns, but the choke pointy nature of it does allow players to distance themselves from that one-shot shotgun kill, so getting a good flank on players is not quite as possible on this map as I thought it was going to be. It's still usable with shotguns, but Achi Baba I think is more of a medic map in my opinion, or a machine gunner map. The range engagements just suit that a little bit better. So you have to be clever with the double barrel to get in close enough to get those one-shot kill ranges. It's tricky, not the ideal map. I think the best map I played for the shotgun was Suez Canal, as that just has so many buildings and close quarters and areas for you to move around quickly. I'm sure Amiens and maybe some of the nighttime city maps would be decent for shotgun as well. But Suez was absolutely great. Achi Baba is sort of an in-between map. I think it's more of a medium range map for the most part. Now, having spent plenty of time using the 10A Hunter shotgun and being able to compare it to this one, I was used to being able to go on bigger kill streaks with the 10A Hunter. Like, I could down entire squads. A 4-man kill was fairly regular with the 10A Hunter. 5-man or 6-man could even be done with that shotgun as well, and would happen on occasion. Usually the best I would do with the 1900 was a quick back-to-back 4-man kill. Kill 2 people, 1 with each barrel, and then reload, and then kill 2 more people with the same shots. And then beyond that, you know, I could get more kills and I would go on longer kill streaks, but in terms of quick succession kills in a row, clearing out a squad, that was pretty much the best I could do with the 1900, or at least the best that happened, because any squad that was on point would get you before you could reload that shotgun, and so you would have to rely on your sidearm. Now, at this point, especially after the TTK 2.0 patch, sidearms are not going to hold up quite as well to primaries, so your odds of fending off a counterattack while you're using your sidearm are even less than they were before. So it gets harder to deal with multiple threats. This is a great gun for killing 2 players, and 3 is going to be a pinch regardless of your situation. You're going to have to get a bit lucky or just really grind it out with that sidearm. Now, if you're fast, the 1903 hammerless is great because you can dodge around, you can strafe, you can hip fire all day. It's a good weapon to make yourself hard to hit, as is the 1900, but you got to have that kind of play style down. You got to stay moving, you got to stay agile, you have to dodge shots because you're not going to out damage your opponent with that sidearm. And here I'm doing a bit of that in Argonne Forest, taking out quite a few enemies, using the walls and just sort of ring around the rosy with my enemies to stay alive while I can get my reloads off in time. It's a good way to stay alive and get a little bit lucky too with some chaotic combat and the enemies just missing me in this dark environment. I actually got lucky and managed to jump into a Frontlines game, which is ideal for this weapon. Less players, less spam going on, and a clear front line where you can control the engagement distance a bit more. That was the ideal scenario for the 1900. Get on the point, make the enemies charge you, and take them out with overwhelming close quarter firepower. Anyway, at the end of the day, it's really hard to not love the 1900 shotgun. I think that's why people like it so much, is it's just so darn cool looking, and it does pack a massive punch, at least for 2 shots in a row. That wraps it up for today's episode of Loadout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave your comments down below for next week's episode, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap, signing off.